hands together. A nice big warm welcome for Hopewell Inc.
We're going to do 3 pieces, basically original words and some sounds of things, and it's called Stuff. Still got it? I'll tell you about the first piece. The first piece is going to be called Curled, Slug and Scaffolding, and it's a sort of time and landscape piece. It was something we did for the exhibition at Oriel One recently called At the Slate's Edge. That was the summer of the curled slug and the scaffolding. Shouts come in concert with the clang of the poles, and the swivelling, ringing rivets throw out brittle sounds that bounce off the bowl of the valley. The girders are as tense as rock stadium barriers and shine like the railroads of America, constructing new routes and habitations. Wooden decks, the squirrel explores, with paws that are miniature kangaroo mixed with elderly monkey. And on the wall, the Virginia creeper will soon be as red and urgent as an unpaid bill, and as noisy as the roar behind the disinfected doors of Bethesda pubs. In the dark earth, there is corruption, and ooze of slug slime, balled up in the dirt, voiceless. A liquid body with no hide or armour, black, greasy, vulnerable, decay. the snap on the tarmac, and the upended struts rattle with beads in the hinges. The poles are falling and turning like granite shoulders. Voices hang, bubbles of sound. High above, the birds continue to make their circuits, not knowing that this is Wales, where they are blessed. And the joyful clamour of the scaffolding coming down is like the time I returned by train on a sunlit evening, when every sheep in the field had a golden fleece. Okay, the next piece is called Heaven, and it contains some ideas about the afterlife. Some are my own and some those of others. When I was a child, I used to close my eyes and imagine what heaven would be like. My mother told me that we would all be there together one day, me, my parents and grandparents and Cindy, our dog. I wasn't scared. It would be like this. We would be blind, and although we couldn't see, there would be light. We would know each other by touch or familiar smell, and although we couldn't speak, we would be able to hear each other's voices like I heard my own voice in my head. Without our bodies, there would be no way to stand up or sit down, but we would never be tired or hungry or restless. There would be no uphill or downhill, and everything would be very near, but it would not be crowded, because although we all had our own families next to us, the space would go on forever. I have never seen the slightest scientific proof of the religious theories of heaven and hell, of future life for individuals, or of a personal God. Thomas Edison. For in the resurrection they neither marry nor are given in marriage, but are as the angels of God in heaven. Matthew 22:30. I don't like to commit myself about heaven and hell. You see, I have friends in both places. Mark Twain. I believe that when death closes our eyes, we shall awaken to a light of which sunlight is but the shadow. Arthur Schopenhauer. Report on heaven. It is proposed that, subject to approval, All paying clients of life be permitted, on condition of reaching a certain standard, see the list below, to progress to the state generally referred to as the afterlife, also known as heaven, nirvana, and other culturally specific terms. The broad parameters of the situation can be described as follows. An absence of pain, the cessation of breathing, and a state of being which is no longer dependent upon the physical body. Further, more detailed information about this condition is yet to be received and will be included in this document in due course. Then Jesus, beholding him, loved him, and said unto him, One thing thou lackest. Go thy way, sell whatsoever thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven. Mark 10:21. He hoped and prayed that there wasn't an afterlife. Then he realised there was a contradiction involved here and really hoped there wasn't an afterlife. Douglas Adams. Here is a parable of a garden, which the righteous are promised. In it are rivers of water incorruptible, rivers of milk of which the taste never changes, rivers of wine, a joy to those who drink, and rivers of honey, pure and clear. In it there are for them all kinds of fruits and grace from their Lord. Quran 47:50. The end of birth is death. The end of death is birth. Bhagavad Gita 2. You visited me many times after your death in my dreams. You came with forgotten gestures and long-lost clothes. You came many times in my sleep as if alive again, but only once as your dead self. You were in a lush, green, pre-Raphaelite summer garden with a lake, fountains and birdsong. You were softly naked and smiled comfortably. This warm, barefoot life was eternal. You would wait here for me now, in the never-ending sunlight, until I ceased to struggle in the dark of the world. We have no reliable guarantee that the afterlife will be any less exasperating than this one, have we? Noel Coward. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. John 14:2. The last piece is a kind of collection of random images. The title is Still Life with Old Shoe, which is the name of a painting by the Spanish painter Miro. He comes at the end. We start off in Prague. Is my face red? The waitress asked. Should have had a whiskey. Fish filings, strong drink. Tamarind, terminus, terminal. Just one sip and semantic disaster. Black statues show no dirt. 25 crowns is £1. What should we do with these bodies? How should we inhabit them with our clothes falling away with folds of lead and bronze? Shall our faces be pointed or fractured or smooth, rosy, floral blue? How shall we live in them and yet out of them on the edge of the frame? A tawny city designed to be wet. Rust, tangerine, watermelon. The browns are orange and the pinks are yellow. Under a very old birch, next to green rocks, the shadow of water is light. For on the underside of a tree trunk, there is a reflection of the moving river. It means reconciliation, smiling. Taken to the Otter Palace, Panther oath and anterior post, puppy pushed and punished most, and Doctor Who word shoebird, new heard. The synapse snaps, a primrose lapse, water upside down, lopside gown. Where do they come from? Their meanings dragging behind. The moving, buzzing tongue of brain, wrong of sane, Earl of Thane. In the beer garden, a stone duck with painted lips. Long-legged figures under street lamps, stalking proudly, alien insects of the movies and fairies of the old books. They are not like us. They ride the daylight invisibly. They are elegant and frightening. They have visited the poets in dreams. Neither male nor female, their faces are always turned away. They are clothed in their own shimmer and beauty. hairless shoulders. Dogs dog you. A black and white collie shaking with excitement for a stick to be thrown. Easy to become condescending to a dog. He'll stay with the equipment. Where humans are, dust is. Where humans are, they make places to sit and grieve. The places have high ceilings to let the deaths rise up off the shoulders of the living. Where humans are, I don't go. So, invent a language of shapes by recording what you see with an open heart and keep doing it every day, even in the midst of war.